So I'm just catching you guys up with how reading went for me, basically. Just a general check-in or whatnot. The month of May, because today is May 28th, I think, 28th or 27th. The month of May, the 28th, was spent reading two Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time books. That was book number 11, Knife of Dreams, and book number 12, Gathering Storm, which is out of frame. My entire month was spent reading those books. We're talking over 700 pages of both books. That leaves me with two more books left within the series, which of course is book 13 and 14. So I said I'm going to take me a break. I don't really have to because I am energized, ready for the moment to move forward and really just go ahead and hammer these last two books out here in June, in the upcoming month of June. But I decided that I hadn't read a lot of mysteries, probably since March. In an odd way, I can't even remember exactly what I read. Well, I did read a couple of mysteries in April. But I want to use June to go way back. And I mean way seriously back. I had a small little conversation with a viewer where we were talking about mysteries, and this individual, I confessed to this individual, which I probably say here on my channel, that I am, as much as I love mysteries and as much as they are such a high part of, top tier of my reading generally year round, as well as, it reflects in, my content and my productivity here, we're talking about mysteries. I confess that I never really actually read a Sherlock Holmes book. Same ways with Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie mostly outside of high school, which was I hit a milestone, which was a long time ago for me now at this point, after May 25th. And, you would think that as much as I love mysteries, that these were commonplace within my diet, but they're not. They're actually not. Even though I haven't read them like you would think I have, I'm so familiar with them. I've said time and time again, Agatha Christie, pretty much from, different shows I've watched or just reading about her life and such, she pretty much created every single mystery trope that there is. Like every mystery author from her point forward, it's some, locked room mysteries, dark room mysteries, all that stuff, parlor rooms, whatever. Same with Sherlock Holmes. Even though I've never read Sherlock Holmes per se, I'm familiar with a lot of his work from a different roundabout way. So there's almost like this defaultness to that. But I'm the type of person, like, I'm really much more interested in origins. Although it is easy for me to reach, Sir, I can't even say his name, Sir Dole and Christie. For me, I've always wanted to just go back and go forward. And to me, going back initially started with the first introduction of crime fiction, which was written by Edgar Allan Poe, which is The Murders in the Rue Morgue, which I read some years ago. There's two more books I think that he has, or short stories he has, in the crime fiction, influenced genre that he put the foundation upon, but I haven't got to them yet. So, with that being said, I've always wanted to read Sherlock Holmes, but for me, it's much more favorable for me to read Anna Catherine Green first, who was a woman, American writer, American woman who wrote mysteries before Doyle. So he actually, and this is from me reading little notes and what, I love mysteries. I don't just read the books. There's this journals and peer reviews that I look up, and all these sort of, information start to flood in. But Doyle actually used to write Catherine to get her understanding of how to write a mystery. And so that's what I've always wanted to read. So I've had her book, the Leavenworth case. I need to go get them for some years with the intentions of reading them. But then recently, as I was conversing with this individual and doing a little bit more researching and plugging, I realized that there was a woman before Anna Catherine Green who wrote mysteries, who a lot of people don't talk about, but she actually is a woman who revived the whole crime fiction genre, and that is, I gotta go get the book, it's too far away, Celie Regester, if I said that right. And her book is The Dead Letter. So with that being said, I'm going to read why it is that this is an important book for mystery lovers. The Dead Letter is the first American detective novel written by a woman. It appeared in magazine form in 1866 and book form 1 year later, while Anna Catherine Green's The Leavenworth Case, generally assumed to have been the first, was not published until 1878. But The Dead Letter has importance beyond its history. It is a transcendent literary achievement, a thoroughly believable and gripping novel. So with that said, that is where I am. I have a copy of The Dead Letter. Baby, this is what I'm going to start the weekend reading. And I'm super excited about it because, number one, like I said so many times before, I like origins. I like originators. I like to know who were the foundation, the influencers, and specifically that of women writers who wrote mysteries. So this is where I'm going to be at. It's actually illustrated here a little bit. And then after I read The Dead Letter, I am finally going to read my copy of The Leavenworth Case by Anna Catherine Green. So there's a little bit inside of here that I think I want to mention as I continue forward with this video. So the significance of Green and the Leavenworth Case can be judged by the interest shown by two eminent contemporary practitioners of the mystery form. Arthur Conan Doyle, with whom Green had corresponded, made a point of meeting her when he visited America in 1894. So furthermore, it says, if the creator of Sherlock Holmes and the pioneer of the detective novel are not too impressive enough advocates for Green's reputation, then the discovery that Agatha Christie was an admirer surely is. Before embarking on her first book, The Mysterious Affair of Styles, she had read little detective fiction but records in an autobiography, 1977, of Agatha Christie. How much she had enjoyed the Sherlock Holmes stories, then still appearing intermediately in Stranded magazine, as well as two influential novels, The Mystery of the Yellow Room by Gaston Leroux and The Leavenworth Case. Although she misspells the title of Green's novel, its influence on Christie's early work is evident in the adoption and adaptation of many of its elements which would become synonymous with the detective novel during the eminent golden age of detective fiction. Do y'all know how much I love this shit? I mean, I don't know if I'm giving enough. Well, hell, why should I even explain? I've been here for years, right, talking about this. But I finally got a copy of the 11. Oh, I've been had this. I bought this 2 years ago off of well, it's a website that sells books that people don't talk about no more. I'm just going to leave that alone. But this was before the controversy came. But I do got a copy of The Leavenworth Case. And that's going to be next. But I also have The Affair Next Door, which I bought recently by Anna Catherine Green. And this is the introduction of her Miss Amelia Butterworth character, which was a heavy influence on Agatha Christie's Miss Marple. But I don't know if I'm not going to read this one. This looks so good. I'm telling y'all, this looks so good, child. This looks so good. It really do something to me. This looks so freaking good. I just want it. But in the meantime, as I said, I wanted to read these two ladies first, and then I'm going to finally proceed with a Sherlock Holmes book, which recently I bought this box set that contains all of his work. But the first setup is, of course, A Study in Scarlet and The Sign of Four. So I got this in this collection here. And then I'll finally officially, not just through these arbitrary means of videos and cassette tapes and stuff, but I will officially have read one adult book, okay? And then, of course, I have two Christie books. The first Miss Marple book, which is The Murder at the Vicarage, which I checked this out a while ago, some years ago, but I just never finished reading it. So I checked it out recently. And the first book in her Curl Poirot, I know I'm murdering that name, which is The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which I bought a few years ago when I was first going to start getting on my Christie kick. Christie Cakes, Christie Kicks. This is what I have in mind of doing, because this is what I like to read about, okay? I know it's so easy to come on here and do what is the most main thing and popular, but I freaking miss reading mysteries. I haven't read those Willow Time books. I really just want to read I, you know what, I want to thank that that audience member, that viewer who left that comment and who we conversed on this subject, because I did mention to that person that he or she, I'm sorry, did inspire me to go back and try the Christie's and, you know, the Sherlock Holmes and Christie. All right. I just had to, it was really, like I said, a matter of me getting those originators out of the way first before I move forward into that, because I feel like this is just such an easy reach. Like many times I like to go to the foundations. But that is it. Those are what I got planned for probably the first half of June. And then I want to use the second half of June to try probably work towards reading some Pride related books, which I have a number of, including Alan Hollinghurst, um, Michael Nava mystery. There's this new mystery guy, a black guy writing mystery, gay black guy who writes mysteries named, his name is Christopher Murray, and I got his first 2 books here. Gay black man writing mysteries. Oh, well, let me show you what they are. The first book is Where the Boys Are, and the second one is The Other Side of the Mirror. Oh, so that is where I'm at. As you can see, I got Stacey Abrams' book, Where Justice Sleeps here, which I need to finish, I need to get to. And then another black woman mystery writer who just came out she's over in England, but Nadine Matheson, who wrote The Jigsaw Man. I got to get to this book too. Hold on. I just been reading a lot of Wheel of Time, so I just want to share those right quick. And that is it. Oh, more coffee.